My doctorate is in government, and I studied basically social movements. And what I want to understand, and what I wanted to understand in graduate school, is how do you change institutions from within? I'm deeply passionate about external advocacy, and I believe from Dr. King all the way down to many others, it's so important. But we also need change agents inside of institutional structures. And so my dissertation was on anti-slavery, and I wanted to understand why the Quakers were the first religious group in the world to abolish slavery. And the question, Melissa, that really struck me was it the quality of the argument? Like, is it a rational, fact-based conversation to eliminate something that has been part of human history for so long? Or is it something else? And it was something else. It came down to social identity within the structure of the Quakers. And they decided as a group that to honor their beliefs that God is within every human being and to be peaceful, they had to eliminate slavery. That meant that no matter where you were in the world as a Quaker, you had to comply with the identity that the group had. The Methodists and the Baptists decided it depends on where you live. So you can define yourself differently depending upon your surroundings. And that's the fundamental question that technically I use to help leaders understand the circumstances around them. How do you not become hostage to your circumstances? How do you change the environment in order to do something extraordinary?
So what I'm hearing you say is that you're taking these ethical, moral values that you saw in this Quaker community on a consistent basis, regardless of the circumstances, location, whatever, and trying to teach leaders and people in organizations that we have to set these standards and maintain them.
Yes. And one thing, it took the Quakers 100 years. So what I want people to think deeply about is whatever you're trying to accomplish with other people, it requires their cooperation. So what is it around leadership that requires persuasion and effective communication and deeply engaging with another person who has a different agenda? How important are incentives? And if you have incentives that are misaligned in a corporation or in a government, you create friction. So the technical side is what are the structures in place that make it hard to do extraordinary thing in organizations? But the other side of it is teaching leaders how to be movement builders, right? How to see themselves as creating waves of change. And that means it might take a long time to do some extraordinary things.